You can come up with ideas. You can take it back to your place, back to your team, and say, listen, Captain, I believe that we can solve some of this. Listen, we can take this proposal and take this to the city of Dallas, see if they can give us some funding for it, and we can get out here and we can go help some people. And then everybody's being helped along the way. Okay? I just thought I'd throw that out there. Proposition us. Not a you and a S, but a us. That's good, ain't it? Let's get busy, y'all. Let's get busy. So what's all this talk about Proposition U and Proposition S out of Dallas, Texas? What's all this talk about, right? Now, other cities, if you're listening, of course, you can learn some things, especially if you're on Austin Public, right? Because this airs on Austin Public, but it also posts on YouTube. So there may be people who see it on YouTube. So there may be things you leaders and different people, you may learn from it, right? So Proposition S is it happened in Dallas, November the 2024. It amends the city charter of Dallas to grant any resident the standing to sue the city for failure to comply with the charter and city ordinances or state law. Okay. It also waives the city's governmental immunity in those suits. The city issued a caution about the potential cost to respond to a surge of lawsuits arising from this amendment. Okay. Now, what is Proposition U? Proposition U also, it was on the Dallas ballot, November 2024, and it was another charter amendment that deals with public safety funding and staffing for the city. This had to do with the police, right? More police officers. Now, its key provisions were that it required at least 50% of any increase in annual revenue above the previous fiscal year's total must be allocated to Dallas police and fire pension system. It mandates that the city maintains a minimum of 4,000 sworn police officers in Dallas Police Department, which was significantly more than the existing number at the time. This is according to KERA News, okay? Now, how do they relate and why are they often bundled together? Let's go over it. They reflect two major themes. Number one, accountability and oversight of the city government, right? Number two, increased public safety funding, staffing, and pensions obligations. Okay, that's Proposition U. The relationship between them, because Proposition S gives residents the ability to enforce the charter requirements via lawsuits. It strengthens the enforcement mechanism for other charter mandates, such as those created by Proposition U. In other words, Proposition U creates new obligation, funds, staff, pension funds, and Proposition S creates a tool by which citizens could potentially hold the city accountable if those obligations are not met. Now, some legal analysts was overlooking this during the time, and they felt that this could be potential threats, right? Because the lawsuit could, the city could start suffering lawsuits, right? Unjust lawsuits, right? So there was this debate going back and forth for a while when it came to these. Now, according to recent reports and recent information, of course, they voted them in and they've got them done, right? Now, what does this mean for the city in practice? What I want to do is I want to go over a scenario with you, right? And I think the scenario will kind of break it down a little bit more so you can understand a little bit more about this Proposition S and Proposition U, just in case you guys really don't understand what they are and how they would operate together. So let's go over this scenario. Number one, background. After Proposition U passed in November 2024, the City of Dallas Charter now requires that the city must keep at least 4,000 police officers employed. 50% of any new city revenue must go toward police and fire pension system until it's fully funded. The following year, 2025, the city brings in $100 million more in revenue than last year. By law, under Proposition U, 50 million of that should go to pension system. Number two, what actually happens? The Dallas City Council, facing rising housing costs and street repairs, decides allocates 30 million to the pension system instead of the required 50 million. Hire only 3,850 officers, saying recruitment is difficult. They argue that Proposition U's requirements are unrealistic given current budgets and hiring shortages. Number 3, a resident notices the violation. This is where the arguments come in at, y'all. A Dallas resident let's call her Maria Johnson, okay? A Dallas resident follows local news and learns about the shortfall. Under Proposition S, Maria now has the standing to sue the city. Come on, y'all. For not following its own charter, which includes new Proposition U rules. She doesn't need to work for the city or have a direct injury. The new charter gives any resident that right. Now, I'm going to get into that, y'all, because that's a little bit steep right there. Number 4, the lawsuit. Maria files a lawsuit in Dallas County District Court, saying under Proposition U, the city of Dallas must allocate 50% of any annual revenue increase to the police and fire pension system and maintain a minimum of 4,000 sworn officers. The city failed both obligations. All right, under Proposition S, you have standing to bring in this action, compel the city to comply. So this is what Maria is saying. She said, I'm asking the city to comply. She asked the court for injunctive relief, meaning a court order requiring the city to fix the violation, allocate 50 million, and reach 4,000 officers. The city's response. Number 5, the city files a motion to dismiss, arguing they cannot meet those mandates immediately due to budget timing and hiring shortages. Before Prop S, Maria wouldn't have had the right or any type of standing to sue since she wasn't personally harmed. Number 6, the outcome. The court eventually orders the city to amend its budget to put the missing 20 million into the pension fund, provides a staffing plan to reach 4,000 officers within 12 months. This sets a precedent. Now, any Dallas resident can sue using Prop S to enforce Prop U or any other city charter rule that the city fails to follow. Y'all, that's steep, ain't it? That's a little steep, y'all. Now, you know, city of Dallas is the only ones running around doing this. But pay attention. Why does this matter? Proposition U creates obligations, what the city must do. Proposition S creates reinforcement power, how citizens can hold the city to those obligations. Together, they shift the power from the city hall to the residents. But this raised all kind of risk. The city could face multiple lawsuits from residents over spending priorities. Budget flexibilities could shrink because citizens can legally demand compliance with strict charter mandates. Now listen, y'all. I have a problem with that personally, and I'm going to give my personal input because, of course, this is bold news commentary right here at TCLN Network, okay? I would not propose for something like that. Number one, when it comes to the city, you understand, let's give an example. Let's give an example of today and the economy. Taxpayers, what's going on? Jobs. A lot of people can't even find jobs. A lot of things that are going on right now in our economy. I wouldn't necessarily propose anything like that. I think that that would be an undue burden upon the city. I would hold the city accountable. You understand what I'm saying? You need to be accountable for making sure that your officers, see, a lot of times we think that we need more officers. What you need is to make sure that the officers that are on those streets are accountable in integrity and make sure they are serving in integrity. See, it's one thing to have the badge and the tagline and all this stuff, but it's another thing when you don't have integrity and people are not operating in integrity. So I would hold officers accountable as residents, as taxpayers. We will make sure they're doing the right thing. But to try to force a city to hire when they just don't have a budget, to try to force a city to go inside their budget to do things that you in particular don't understand all of the angles, that everything that needs to be done, I think that that's just kind of pushing it. I do. I personally think that that's pushing it. I do think that as residents and as taxpayers, you should be fully educated on all the different propositions that are going on within your cities, that you should be I'm sorry, that you should be educated on, you know, all of the different programs and things that are going on. So that way you're not trying to force the city's budget to necessarily go where you think it should go, because maybe there are other programs, maybe there are other things. You understand what I'm saying? Because what you don't know about this proposition, this is going to cut, this is going to cut into other areas like teachers and like other areas where people should be getting paid, y'all. Paid. Because they dealing with y'all little monster cheering. Your little culture ride children of today. Yo Cardi B's and Nicki Minaj's and all your cheering that just want to act up and want to cuss the teacher out. But then you wanna start dipping into the pay, into the funds that's dealing with other areas. You understand what I'm saying? All because you mandating. You mandating. So that's why I think I don't think that people are really thinking this through. I think that people are just in their own selfish self want what they want. We want more officers. Okay. Okay. Well, officers, we want more pay. The officers say, right? Um, and I don't think that neither one of you are basically looking at what do the city need in general. What do people need? What do the areas you live at need? You walk by people every day, residents, taxpayers. What do they need? What do people need? You looking at the homeless every day? See, you got all different kinds of homeless people, right? You have people who are on drugs. You have people who deal with mental stuff. You have people who are trying. You see them trying. Them the people you hate the most, by the way. I'm going to go and be honest on TCLN network. The people that you love the most is the ones that are down the most. You love to say, here go a couple of dollars, make yourself feel good. Here a couple of dollars, I helped you out. God, I gave them a couple of dollars. I need for you to rain on me. I said rain. I said rain on me. You like to feel that you've done something. But then you see those who are struggling with homelessness. You see them trying to create something, trying to do something, and you don't want to help them. You don't want to reach out to them. I'm talking to you taxpayers and your residents now. You don't have a heart for them. You feel that they're your competition. You want to see them down. And you know that that's what be going on. You know that that's what be going on. And then you want to put an undue hardship on the city. You want to make sure you tell the city, well, we need more officers out here. All these homeless folks out here. All these different people out here. We don't feel safe. But why come you don't feel safe? Because you feel threatened. You feel threatened by the next person coming up. You feel threatened by the next person doing good. You don't feel threatened by the people who have no direction. You walk by them every day. You look at them every day. Look at Channel 4 News, downtown Dallas. Right there where all the young folks hang out at every day and nobody's helping them. Police officers hang out right across the street. Nobody reaches out. Nobody say, you know what? Today is the last day you're going to hang on this corner. We're going to create some programs for you. And either you're going to go to these programs, and we're not talking about psyching you up on meds. We're not talking about putting you in places you don't belong. We're talking about giving you some exciting things to do with your life, helping you dream again, hope again, letting you know that there's more to life than this corner that you standing on. You don't do none of that, do you? So I want to remind you, taxpayers and residents, you want more officers, but you don't really want to help the people. You just want to make sure those people stay down. See, I gotta be real on this show. I can't be like everybody else. I live it, honey. I've lived it, honey. I saw it day in and day out. I knew what it was like to go to college and be homeless on them streets. And everybody trying to call the police on you. Make sure they keep you down with a criminal trespass. Make sure you don't go nowhere. And then everybody walk right past the people doing drugs, right past the people doing nothing what they like, and they happy with them, and they'll give them a couple of dollars and won't give you nothing. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. I know I'm telling the truth on this show. So I don't have to worry about God getting me because God gave me the voice to get out that truth. We all need to be in this thing together. That's why it's called Proposition Us, not Proposition You or Proposition S, Proposition Us, because we all play a role. Now, I know that there are some things that are beyond your means that you can't do things for. You can't take somebody into drugs in your home, and you can't just help them like that. I know that. I'm no dummy. Baby, all your TVs will be gone. Your baby shoes will be gone. Like, I'm no dummy. I'm not saying play Superman, play Superwoman. What I'm saying, though, is that you see people every day trying, and you won't even help them. You could care less about them. You really don't want to see them make it. You know that. And you will call the police on them. You see them study. I know I've been there, baby. I know what I'm talking about. I know I'm telling the truth. So instead of arguing about more pay for officers, more officers on the streets, more this and more that, how about you start saying, well, I live in this community. What do people need help with? Let me do a little research. What is the crime all about? Is it about people petty stuff because they don't have nothing? Is it about domestic violence? Is it rape issues or what's going on? Or I work in this precinct. Or I'm in City Hall. I'm over this district and coming together as a whole, holding city council meetings about that. Ideas on what you can do to make it better. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't play dumb. Don't play dumb. Another thing I wanted to touch on is that the city, of course, was not imposing this. This is not the city of Dallas. This is not what they were imposing. The state wasn't imposing it. Texas itself, local voters in Dallas was imposing this. And that's why I'm addressing Dallas. Because, baby, you know I'm born and raised in Dallas. And you know I know the inside scoop in Dallas. But this doesn't just go for Dallas. I've been to all over these states, and I've seen the same patterns and the same behaviors. I've seen the same things everywhere. And it's been like that for many, many years. Okay? It's been like that for many, many, many years, guys. Let's go over some of the arguments that different people were proposing and having in some of the battles, right? This way you'll get better insight, too, into why this was such a struggle with these propositions, correct? In June, so now after almost a year, after voters approved these measures in Dallas, in June, the City of Dallas Council, or Dallas City Council, I'm sorry, voted to change its police hiring standards, eliminating college credits required in an effort to hire more officers. Did y'all hear that? Eliminating its college credits required in an effort to hire more officers. Now, do you see what imposing these things or these propositions will cause? No, these officers need these college credits. They need this college credits. They need to be well-rounded and well-educated. So the force shouldn't have to be forced to cut the college credits. Okay? Because lowering these standards, you're right, this can lead to less qualified officers patrolling our streets. Come on, y'all. Y'all know the city's already dealt with too much hell for that one. That should have been a no-no. In September, the city council approved a new budget for next fiscal year. It includes to cut, now this is what I want you to see, guys, to cut popular libraries and city pools and eliminate some city jobs, but add money for 350 new police officers. Y'all, taxpayers, City of Dallas residents, no. Y'all need to think through that. Y'all need to think through that one. Now, one of the most vocal critics of the HERO initiative was Mr. Frederick Frazier, a Trump-endorsed former state lawmaker who spent nearly 30 years as a Dallas police officer. He asked a question many others have had in the course of WFAA's reporting. Are Dallas HERO local efforts a precursor to similar changes in other cities? And this was his question. He said, are you trying to build a better department or are you trying to destroy a city? Frazier said, I want to know, are we the experiment? Now, this is another person that's in on the debate, or that was in on the debate. Last year, Bennett confirmed to WFAA that he helped fund the group formed in 2023. Because it is a nonprofit organization, it's not required to disclose its donors list. So it's unclear how much of its $3 million in the donations in 2023 and 2024 came from him. Bennett declined to answer WFAA's question about how much he contributed to the group. But his office did provide a copy of the organization's 2024 990 tax form. Both before November the election, after, Bennett, who has contributed money to Trump's presidential campaign and to local conservative political action committees advocating for school vouchers, pushed Hero's message that Dallas, in particularly downtown Dallas, is a dangerous place, frequently via conservative online news site, the Dallas Express. Is it really downtown Dallas that's dangerous? Or it's really you guys sitting there allowing it to be dangerous? Now, I've lived in Dallas for many, many years. El Centro, okay, guys, let me break this down for you. El Centro Community College, that's where I started college at. That's where I first started. Right there in the center, downtown Dallas. You have DART train station that runs exactly through there. You have Fox 4 News right across the street. Do you understand what I'm saying? All of this is right there in a circle of one another. And it's really busy down there. Guys, I have seen the police officers take a older homeless man, black officer, black homeless man, push the heck out of him and told him to get out from down there. The man wasn't doing nothing. I saw it with my own eyes. And he said, nobody wants you around here. Get off from around here. And I went ballistic. I went off. I'm like, where is Channel 4 News at when this is happening and when they want to report on white supremacist police officers doing all this stuff so everybody can incite anger? Where they at when this is going on? I mean, I went ballistic, guys. And so the police officer said, shut up. I'm not doing it to you. I said, I don't care. You shouldn't be doing it to anybody. See, people fail to realize, do I necessarily agree with everything homeless on the street? No, I'm very honest with myself. I don't deal with a lot of drugs or a lot of things that I know that's just out of my scope. I just don't deal with it. Some people have a disposition for that. They've probably been on drugs themselves or they had a family member on drugs, and it's easier for them to deal with that. You understand what I'm saying? They have a little more insight, a little more of this. There are just certain things that I don't deal with. But I'm not going to purposely just take someone and push them and harm them and dog them out like that. This person, by the way, was not on drugs at all. He was just the oldest homeless man who had nowhere to go. And he was just walking around. I've seen some of the most incriminating things in downtown Dallas. I've seen young people just standing right. You know where William's Chicken is? William Chicken, baby, right there. Everybody know William Chicken. Because William Chicken is better than Kentucky Fried Chicken and Church's Chicken put together. Everybody know about William Chicken in Dallas, honey. Everybody know. They got some good chicken. Good fried chicken right there on the corner. They stay packed. They stay pumping, right? And all the people hang out right there in the center. Police officers hanging right there. Fox 4 News is right across the street. Everything is right there. And nobody goes out there to inspire the young people. To say, hey, why y'all hanging out on this corner? What programs can we create? So again, guys, I'm telling you, it's a cesspool. It ain't dangerous because, oh, it's just so dangerous. It's dangerous because nothing is done. No direction, no nothing. Not because it's just dangerous for the sake of being dangerous. If that's the case, you know me, honey, I would have been dead a long time ago because I'm very outspoken. So it's not dangerous for the sake of dangerous. It's dangerous because people have no direction. And people have no direction because folks are so competitive. Don't let them hang out on the corner. Don't let them be lost. Just as long as ours is okay. So sometimes it's not about more officers, guys. I will repeat that again. Sometimes it's about what are people doing? What is the community doing? What ideas are people coming up with? And this don't just go for Dallas, y'all. This goes for any city that is watching. Any mayor, any city, any council, any person. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not more salaries that you need or better salaries. Sometimes it's creativity. Sometimes officers just want to be free they self. You understand what I'm saying? They just want to be free. Give them a little bit of creativity. Sometimes that's what it's about, guys. You know what's really dangerous? It's not that downtown Dallas is dangerous. What's dangerous is that people are so competitive and they are so thinking about, just as long as I get my piece of pie, that's what makes things dangerous. If you don't take care of your city, what do I mean by take care of your city? Not putting more officers out there. If you don't take care of your city by seeing after those who need direction, who need help, and you're just letting them waste their years and you just letting them be lost, and then you think that your city is supposed to be safe, you know that that's wrong. You know that that's unjust. You know that that's not righteousness. You know that. You know that from the heart. And what's dangerous is the taxpayers is going to have to pay and foot the bill. You're going to have to keep paying for more officers. You're going to have to keep paying for more jailhouses, more this, more that. When you could have took all that little money and you could have made better ideas and better programs. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. I know it. You know it. We all know it. Just a little creativity, just a little bit of something. We need to get that back. In the course of and this has, people want to blame Trump for everything. Y'all, Trump only been in office 2 terms. Dallas been like that for years. These cities been like this for years, well before Trump was even thought of. So this is not a Trump issue, y'all. It's not a Trump issue. Oh, when he got in office, everything got worse. Y'all know y'all telling stories. These cities been like this for years. Trump did kind of touch me, though. He goes talking about when other people come from other nations and stuff like that, they shouldn't see all these homeless people, this and this and this and that. This makes us look bad. Why are we worried about how we look when we should have been worried about solving the problem? And now all of a sudden you think the problem to be solved is that you just throw them in an institution, give them a few pills, get them out the way, get them out seen out the streets, and then we look good again. No. That's not solving the problem. That's doing ill will. That's doing ill will. There are different types of homeless people dealing with different types of things. But the ones, like I said, you guys come against the most are the ones who are really trying to better their lives the most. And that, my dear, is injustice. And no badge and no amount of pay and no amount of propositions can ever take the place of a good heart. In recognizing, y'all, that we can do better in these cities. We can do better. I want to end this show and wrap this show up by starting with Dallas, of showing you all of these faces who passed away, these youthful faces who I'm pretty sure had hopes and dreams, and who I'm pretty sure who had bright ideas at one point in time, and their lives got taken all too soon.
Thank you for tuning in to TCLN Network, Austin Public. TCLN Network is independently produced by IBK Media Productions. To support TCLN Network financially, visit paypal.me/TCLN Network, also TCLN Channel Podcasts. To learn more about TCLN Network, visit thecreativeleadershipnetwork.com and follow on all socials, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at IBK Media Works.